Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of SAP FI configuration. In last video we saw the configuration of company code, and in this video we will start with the configuration of chart of accounts. So chart of accounts is the second enterprise structure in SAP FI. Uh, so chart of accounts, we will assign it to company code, and under this chart of accounts all set of accounts, general ledger accounts, asset accounts, and all types of accounts will be configured. So the transaction code for setting the chart of accounts is OB13. You don't need to remember this T code. You can just navigate through SPRO also, but it will take a lot of time. So that's why I'm just going through the transactional code. So here is the chart of accounts thing, and these are the already defined chart of accounts. So I here configure GL46 chart of accounts. We can see the details which are here. So it has the description and the length of GL number of accounts, and whether we are integrating with the controlling module manually or automatically. So cost elements, they are nothing but the uh, accounts in controlling module which we use at for internal accounting. So we have an option of choosing, like, while we will create the accounts at FI, we could uh, the for internal accounting it could get automatically created or not. So we have choose manual creation because it could differ. uh, the accounts which we are creating for external reporting might not require for internal accounting. And the group chart of accounts field is like a chart of account can be linked, two or three chart of accounts can be linked to a one group of chart of accounts. So it depends on the requirement really. Though that concept we can go in detail later, but I would say here that based on the requirement, whether the company's requirement is intercompany transactions are allowed or not, or the uh, whether it is whether uh, the intercompany transactions are allowed or not, and there are few other things on which this setting is dependent on. So this was the chart of accounts. You can come here and create a new entries and do this. So let's go to the rules part. So the first rule is regarding the posting period. Now we are talking about posting journal entries for external reporting. So posting period means the duration uh, of the in timeline for which you could consider the uh, analysis of reporting. Like normally organizations do month-wise reporting, like every month. So we can have 12 posting periods for each month, and we could have special posting periods in order to make some adjustment, especially during the end of fiscal year. So as part of this assignment, we were made to configure 12 posting periods and one special period. And concept here is using a variant and then defining the variant with 12 standard periods and one special period. So why we are choosing the variant here? So first of all, the biggest advantage of using the variant is that we could assign the same set of properties to many objects. So suppose the common requirement is 12 standard posting periods and one special periods, and this we could define to many company codes, right? All these rules and parameters we will define it again to company codes because they have to be linked, and that's why the all everything will have a clear setup. So let's just go to the screen of SAP where it shows the post open period variant. So transaction for this is OBBO. So this is the variant thing. Here you these are the variants already defined, and there's nothing. It only has the name and the description. It does not have many other info because the standard periods and special period we will create in the next step defining this variant, right? So I created this one, and you could, for if you are creating a new one, you can come at transaction OBPO, create new entries, click it, and then save it. It will get saved. Now we need to define the variant. So for defining a variant, the transaction code is OB52. So here you give your variant, like my posting variant was GL46, and here as you could see I have defined it. I will walk through each of the field. So this is the account type. What kind of account types are allowed for posting with this which we will allow. So the plus sign is valid for all account types. This is a global and default setting to make things so we can have different posting variant and periods for different kinds of accounts, for assets, for vendors and all. So SAP does provide us the choice of choosing whichever way we can customize it and configure it. So in this case, I have chosen valid for all account types. The setting is same for all account, and I have not given any account range. We could give account range also, but in this case, it is valid for all the accounts. And here you could see from period 1 to 12 of the and from year is the current year, and to be on the safe side 9999. Now till here is one section which in which we are given one range. Now the second from this line, it is starting the range for special period. So you can give one special period, two or three or four, whichever how many you want. So in this case, we have given only one special period. So we have written 13 to in both the places. So this was regarding the posting period setting. Okay, so we define the variant, and then we are defining the posting periods which that variant have. I think this much is well communicated to you guys. And then, so we are done with two steps. We have defined the posting period variant. Then we have the account groups. Now, all kinds of accounts for better analysis, we have to define the account groups, like such as fixed asset accounts, liquid assets accounts, and all kinds of things. So let's go to the SAP screen and see the concept of account groups. For account groups, the transaction code is ODD4. So this is the account group. As you can see, it is associated with your chart of accounts. So you need to make sure you are mentioning the correct chart of accounts. And for example, let's suppose we are for GL06, we have defined these many account groups. And for all, like I have defined it for GL46. So let's suppose we want to see the fixed assets accounts, and this is where the we can define what are the fields which will be hidden, required, optional, or just for display for each of the account groups. This is the customization option, and this is the each subgroup on that account. So whenever you create a general ledger account, you will be asked to provide some details, and these are the subgroups of details. So under account group, you will be asked for these information. Under these groups, you will be asked for different informations, and we have options to customize each of them. And I would like to show you one example how it reciprocates. So suppose if we go into the profit and loss accounts of this, and we go to the account control. So everything has been optional entry here. And what if we want to hide something, like suppose tax category, and we save it, right? So we change for GL06 profit and loss. Now the account range is given here. So if we go to create GL account, so first of all, let me just give my company code, the 06 company code, right? And then click create. And if I choose profit and loss account group, which I have selected, which I have customized, and then go to the control, here tax category is not coming. And if we go back again and change it to how it was first, make it again optional, save it, then come back again to this transaction code. You have to check whether the company code is correct. Then you have to choose the group. Let me just click create, and now profit and loss. So now go to control data. Now tax category field is coming. So whatever options we select there while creating the general ledger account for all those account groups, we can uh, design the fields here. Okay, so this was about the account groups. Next is the field status variant. Now here also we utilize the same thing. We will design the fields which are getting displayed, but unlike the previous step, here the fields will be shown when we will post document to those accounts. Like under field status variant, we will define many such field groups like expense account groups, reconciliation accounts, and we will choose, like if I could show you in SAP screen, if we go to OBC4, so these are the field status variants. Suppose I select this one and go to the group, and these are the groups which have subgroups and all these fields. So these fields will be asked when we will post document to the to accounts associated with this group. Okay, and the one which we designed in the previous step, it will be shown when we will create the account, not while posting it. So this was the main difference. And then we will assign all these variants and important characteristic to the company code. So field status variant, posting period variant, tolerance group deviation, which I will tell you about, all are assigned to company code via the next transaction, which is the OBY6. So let's go to the SAP screen and show the transaction OBY6. I am in OBY6 transaction code, but let's come again. And here you could see the company code. So we have to go to your company code, and these attributes such as field status variant, posting variant, and all these are assigned here. I will continue the rest of the configuration in the next videos. Thank you.